Today's selected book is The Happiness Project by Gretchen Rubin. And I'm here with the EDWS team. I'm Cheryl Johnson Ransaw, Director, joined by Ryan Smith, Wellness Program Administrator, and Tony Pilote, our Health and Wellness Coordinator, who will be leading us in today's discussion. So I'm going to turn it over to Tony.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. So before we get into today's book, let's go over a few ground rules just for book club quickly. We encourage you to be an active listener, focus on respectful and productive conversation. Please utilize the chat if you have thoughts or questions or anything that you would like to share with the group. Ask for clarification on confusing or troubling statements, and challenge harmful language. But we just ask that you come into this session with an open mind. Again, please share your thoughts because we love to interact with you guys, and just whatever comes to mind is definitely welcome in this session. So getting into our author for today, her name is Gretchen Rubin. She is not only an author, but a podcaster and a speaker. She explores human nature to understand how we can make our lives better. And that's a lot of what this book, The Happiness Project, focuses on. And she draws from cutting-edge science, the wisdom of the ages, lessons from pop culture, and her own experiences. So if you didn't get a chance to read the book, that is totally okay. Here is just kind of a brief summary of what the book is about. The Happiness Project is the report of her results from testing ideas about happiness from ancient times, the latest scientific research, as well as popular culture and common belief. She found a multitude of ways in which you can improve your happiness without moving to the other side of the world or making millions. So I'm sure we can all agree that we want to increase our happiness, and that may not mean just by financially or moving somewhere else, but finding that happiness from within. And this book focuses on different ways to do that. So we're going to watch a quick little video from the author that kind of goes into a more in-depth summary of the book before we get into today's discussion. And as we switch back over to our PowerPoint, please share any initial thoughts that you have, even from that summary that the author just gave. But we're going to dive a little bit deeper into the 8 splendid truths that she talked about. Loading up real quick. So the first splendid truth that the author mentioned was feeling good. A quote from the book says, "The first splendid truth, to be happy, I need to think about feeling good, feeling bad, and feeling right in an atmosphere of growth." With thinking about that quote, what are some positive thoughts that can help you feel good? Maybe some things you can tell yourself throughout the day that can lead to feeling good, to thinking more positively. Do you have any practicals? And as you think about this question, you can consider things that maybe you don't do now, but you want to do. You want to start to implement in your day. Someone shared believing in yourself. They think positively. They tell themselves that they believe in themselves, and it helps them to feel good. I think that's great. We got to be our own biggest cheerleader, right? We have to believe we're capable of doing whatever we put our minds and our hearts to. What are some ways you can limit feeling bad? Maybe quieting some negative thoughts. What are some different things that you can do throughout your day to quiet some of those more negative or not so good feeling thoughts? I know for myself, when I maybe I'm having a negative thought or not feeling so great, kind of getting up and switching my environment, stepping outside and getting a breath of fresh air, or just getting up and walking around the office, but kind of changing where I'm at so I don't let that negative thought continue on. Another splendid truth that the author talks about is sharing your happiness. One of the best ways to make yourself happy is to make other people happy. One of the best ways to make other people happy is to be happy yourself. So with that quote in mind, what can you do to make someone else happy throughout your day? Awesome. Someone shared letting someone know that they are appreciated. I love that. Telling others how much we care for them or how much we appreciate what they do, or just, giving them a nice compliment or a nice comment someone shared can help make someone's day a little bit brighter. Those are great ideas. I love those. The next splendid truth that is mentioned is about being present, that now is now. It's about living in the moment and appreciating the smallest things, surrounding yourself with the things that inspire you, and letting go of the obsessions that want to take over your mind. It is a daily struggle sometimes and hard work, but happiness begins with your own attitude and how you look at the world. I really like this quote. I think being present can be really hard, honestly, in today's day and age, right? We have so many things that take our attention. If it's social media, our phones are just always right there, right? It's so easy to pick it up and be somewhere else, looking at a video, listening to a podcast, emailing someone. And not that any of these things are bad in itself, but it definitely can take away from being in the moment. So what does living in the moment mean to you? When you hear that quote or that kind of saying, what thoughts come to mind? I know something that comes into mind for me when I hear living in the moment is to, like I kind of said, put away my phone. I think I just know I naturally pick it up without even thinking about it. So I try to put it somewhere else, put it in my purse. I don't try to have it out on the table when I'm, interacting with a friend or spending time with my family. I try to put it away. And so living in the moment means not letting myself get distracted by other things. Someone shared, it means to them taking the time to be present. It's easy to get caught up in screens or with non-human interactions. Sometimes it's nice just to enjoy conversation or time in nature. I love that. Yeah, getting out for a walk, taking a hike. If you're lucky enough to go to the beach or be by water, I think it's very calming. It kind of brings us back to the here and now and not all the busyness of life that's surrounding us. What inspires you to pursue happiness? What motivates you to pursue happiness? I think we all naturally want to be happy, but we don't necessarily put thought towards that, right? We kind of just hope it happens, or maybe just have wishful thinking that we'll just be happy. But I think it takes time, it takes inspiration to figure out what motivates us to pursue happiness. So what are some things that inspire you to pursue your happiness? So someone shared what inspires them to pursue their happiness is setting personal and professional goals. I love that. Maybe you've got a vision board. I know those are really popular. Maybe you've created a vision board and you have that hanging up in your room or somewhere that you walk by daily. You have little sticky notes or different things just around your home or in your office that reminds you to pursue your happiness. That gives you vision for your future, for the now, whatever it may be. But I think having little personal reminders that surround you to pursue that happiness is a really great tip and idea. Next, we're going to talk about thinking happy. The belief that unhappiness is selfless and happiness is selfish is misguided. It's more selfless to act happy. It takes energy, generosity, and discipline to be unfailingly lighthearted. Yet everyone takes the happy person for granted. No one is careful of his feelings or tries to keep his spirits high. He seems self-sufficient. He becomes a cushion for others. And because happiness seems unforced, that person usually gets no credit. There's a lot packed in that quote. So what are you guys' thoughts on this quote? Maybe you struggled with some feelings of feeling selfish when you go after the things you want, or you focus in on your own happiness. Maybe you struggled with this kind of comparison she makes with being selfless or being selfish and going back and forth between those feelings. Someone shared setting a reasonable expectation. And I think that ties in with what she's talking about here, right? Um, you have to be reasonable with yourself. You can't be, completely selfish to take care of yourself. Self-care is really important. I think we've heard a lot about that. Maybe you've heard that word quite a bit, especially in the last couple of months or even the last couple of years with everything going on, that we really do have to prioritize our self-care. That it's okay. It's not selfish to think about yourself. But maybe you still struggle with this thought. And take some time to ask yourself, do you think being happy is selfless or selfish? Maybe your initial thought is it's not a bad thing, or it is. Maybe work through some emotions to figure out where you stand. And if that stops you from pursuing your own happiness. We all want to build a happy life, right? We hopefully all want to look back on our lives and feel like I had a happy life. I lived a life full of, maybe experiences and joyful things, and I don't have any regrets when it comes to my life as I look back on it. What you do every day matters more than what you do once in a while. I love this quote. I think we can have things that we enjoy, which is one of the questions, what do you enjoy? We can have those things that we really enjoy, but maybe it's kind of only like a special treat for ourselves. We don't do it often. What are some things that you all enjoy doing? What makes you happy? I know for myself, I really enjoy music. I try to listen to music throughout my day, try to, dance a little because I enjoy that. But I try to incorporate music. It's something that's very positive and puts me in a good spirit and a good mindset. So I try to incorporate that throughout my day by listening to songs that I enjoy. Someone shared they love reading and drinking coffee. I can totally agree. I love drinking a good cup of coffee, and I love reading a good book. Someone else shared going on hikes, watching movies, spending time with friends, and that they need to do those things more often. And I agree. I love that you can even acknowledge that, okay, I don't maybe do it as much as I should. This quote, again, I really like it because I think what we do every day does matter. And sometimes we don't consider ourselves in our everyday list, especially if we have other responsibilities or people to take care of. It's very easy not to have yourself on that list in terms of what you're doing for yourself. And yeah, the next question is, do you do those things often? Do you get that cup of coffee? Is that a part of your maybe daily or every other day routine? Just having a nice cup of coffee and reading a book? Do you incorporate the things that bring you joy and help you build a happy life on a regular basis? And maybe that's not a everyday thing. Maybe it's a once a week or once a month thing, but having it consistently, I think, should be a goal if it's not, to consistently include the things that bring you joy and bring you happiness in your life. Happiness comes from within. Look for happiness under your own roof. Again, I feel like this quote and this splendid truth ties in really well with the last one, right? They all tie well together, but this idea of making sure your environment is conducive to your happiness, making sure that you're not looking for other people or other things or resources to make you happy, but that you can find it from within yourself. I think a lot of things are out of our control, right? We can't control the weather. We can't control if there's bad traffic on our way in or to work. We can't even control, other people, right? We may love someone and know what's best for them, but they have to make those decisions. But what we can control is ourselves. We can control the thoughts that we think. We can control just the actions that we have. If again, it's including doing the things I enjoy more and making sure I incorporate that in my schedule. But we can control ourselves, and so that happiness can really come from within. Are there changes you need to make to increase your happiness? Someone shared that their changes are an ongoing process. I agree, right? I think life is changing every day. We as people are changing every day. And so I think in a sense, there's always changes that have to be made. We have to adjust with whatever is going on at that time in our lives. And just even as we get older, we change as people. And so I think the things that make us happy also can change with that. If some certain changes came to mind, how will you make those changes? I know for me, Scheduling things and really writing it down helps me to really make sure I'm doing it. Just like I schedule and write down anything that comes to work or family, making sure I schedule and write down things that are just for me. If that's making sure I'm exercising or drinking enough water, or just doing a fun experience. I love experiencing new things in life. There's so many things in Atlanta to try, and making sure I try to incorporate that into my routine monthly. But how will you make changes if they're needed? So this book, again, has so many great tips and helpful thoughts and ways to really just incorporate happiness, to pursue it, to understand how to pursue it for yourself. But EDWS also has a lot of great tools and resources that can assist with pursuing just that self-care ultimately, right? Happiness and taking care of yourself mentally, physically, your emotional well-being. We have a lot of different resources and things that can help with that journey. And so I'm now going to hand things over to Ryan. He's going to talk a little bit about just our resources, our tools, and upcoming events that we have that can really help you prioritize yourself and your self-care.
Thank you, Tony, and good afternoon, everyone. So we're just going to dive in and talk about some of those resources. One of the big ones we want to highlight is health coaching. So we offer health coaching on a variety of different subject matters, whether you are looking to be more physically active and get some help with exercise, if you are working on your diet and nutrition, or if you're trying to manage some of the stress that you're dealing with in your life. We do offer health coaching on all three of those different topics. If you want to schedule a health coaching appointment, you can email us at edws@gsu.edu. We're able to do in-person appointments as well as virtual appointments, so we can conveniently get you an appointment anytime during the week and fit it around your schedule. We also offer faculty and staff assistance, or FASA. FASA is an employee assistance program that just gives you the opportunity to reach out and talk to someone for assistance with any issue you may be facing. You may be dealing with a conflict in the workplace, or you may just be dealing with some work-life balance issues or issues entirely unrelated to work, things that may be happening outside of the office, at your home, social situations. This is a resource that's there to assist you and just help guide you through whatever difficulty you may be facing. If you're having an emergency or a crisis, there is an emergency number available that's listed on the screen. If it's a non-crisis situation, you can schedule an appointment by emailing fasa@gsu.edu or dialing the main number listed there. Additionally, USG offers KeyPro, an external employee assistance program that's also set up to help you navigate whatever hardship or difficult time you may be facing. If you've got an issue really related to anything, KeyPro is there to help you with it. You can use the company code USG Cares to access that. You can schedule an appointment by calling the phone number listed on the screen. There is also a web-based version of it, and I will provide a link to that in the chat in just a minute. It's KeyPro's My Life Expert is the name of the website. And then GSU also offers a tobacco cessation program. So one of the best self-care things you can do, one of the best things you can do for your health is to quit tobacco usage if you are currently using it. But you don't have to do it alone. You can get help. You can get resources. If you're interested in the tobacco cessation program, you can email edws@gsu.edu. I've also provided the link to that KeyPro Employee Assistance Program there in the chat. So if you're looking for an online way to access that program, you can click that. On the next slide, we wanted to highlight just a couple of our upcoming events that we have. We are going to be doing some cooking demonstrations. We'll have one this Thursday, the 14th, from 12 p.m. to 12:30 p.m. I will be making a healthier version of a grilled cheese. which excites me because grilled cheese is just kind of a classic comfort food for me. I had them a lot growing up. I know a lot of people still really love a good grilled cheese. We're going to be making one that's going to incorporate avocado and tomato and some other vegetables to make it healthier for us overall, and talking about some of those substitutions we can make. There'll also be one on Thursday, April 28th. We'll have a guided meditation session this Friday from 12 p.m. to 12:30. So if you're looking for a way to, we were talking about being present and being in the moment, you can join for that guided meditation and take 30 minutes out of your day to just really relax, be present, be in that moment, and then go into the weekend feeling great. Tuesday, April 19th, Tony will be leading us in a virtual mini stretch break. So just a quick 15-minute break in the middle of the day. If you're getting a little stiff or tight from working on your computer, you can take that stretch break and loosen everything up. We are, in honor of Move More Month, and National Walking Day was also this month, we're going to be doing a couple walks on some of our perimeter campuses. On Wednesday, April 20th, we'll be at the Decatur campus doing a walk. We'll be tabling and we'll have some light refreshments there. We'll be getting there at 12 and the walk will start at approximately 12:30. The weather's been pretty nice lately, so if you're on the Decatur campus, we'd love to see you there. Bring any friends or coworkers who might be available that day. On Friday, April 22nd, we're going to be doing a Fast Fun Fitness Friday session. So Tony will lead us through a quick 20-minute workout, get your heart rate up, get you feeling good, get a little bit of exercise there during the day. And I believe that'll be a chair-focused workout again. So if you're at an office at that time on Friday, you'll be able to do it from the comfort of a seat at your computer or your desk, wherever you may be. And then lastly, on Friday, April 29th, there will be a Clarkston campus walk and talk, where again, we'll be meeting, going on a walk around the campus, and then having some light refreshments. And speaking of walks, I wanted to show one more slide. This is Employee Appreciation Month. There are a lot of great activities going on that we encourage you to check out. You've probably got some campus broadcasts and some emails about it. But one thing we wanted to highlight that we'll be helping with is the Employee Appreciation Walking Steps Challenge. We did this challenge last year and had phenomenal participation. People had a great time. I was blown away by how many steps people were able to get in. So the challenge is going to be next week from Monday, April 18th to Friday, April 22nd. So it's a 5-day, just weekday walking challenge. You're going to track your steps to get more active on the USG Wellbeing platform, and you'll compete with your colleagues in a friendly competition. We are accepting registration for the challenge now, so if you'd like to register and get your name on the pre-registration list, go ahead and send me an email, rsmith250@gsu.edu, and we'll get you signed up. So again, we'd love to have more participants, and we want people to invite their coworkers as well so that we can really have a big, fun team effort with this Walking Steps Challenge. So that wraps up today's presentation. So thank you again, everyone, so much for attending. Thank you to Tony for preparing today's presentation and guiding us through this book club selection. If you have any questions, we'll be hanging around for a couple minutes to monitor the chat. Otherwise, I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Thank you.